Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob from Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I have a little impressions review, if you will. I normally don't do impressions and reviews of multi-tools, but I bought this because I wanted a Leatherman. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money, and I wanted something that I thought would be reliable, not super expensive, because I know they have some really, really nice ones out there, but of course after you get one of these you're like, well, darn, now I really want one of those expensive ones. So let's get right into it. This is the Leatherman Rebar. I bought this, got it on sale. I got it from actually a photography store called Adorama and Adorama Photography, and this is called the Leatherman Rebar, as you can see right there. Now the only thing about this is sort of, I think, one of their lower ends versions. It's not like one of their super portable ones, but it's certainly a lower end version, okay? But it has some nice features. It is stainless steel, as you can see. I think it's 440 steel. It does have the 150 CPM, 154 inserts that you can put in here and replace them, wire cutters, right? It has, you know, I guess this is supposed to be, I guess one of these is a strip tool. Yeah, I think it's a strip tool right here. Right here is a strip tool, and then one of these is a wire cutter, and one of these is a stripper or whatever, and then right here this is kind of a wrench, and then you have needle nose pliers that come together really, really, really nicely here at the tip. Matter of fact, I just used this recently to install a Lynch clip on a QSP Penguin. It wasn't a perfect fit because, of course, QSP is not friendly with the Spyderco sizes, but the nice thing is a tool like this helped me bend it just enough so it fit in, and it kind of fit really well, and it still works because Lynch clips are awesome. I love them. And if you can put something like that on there to get rid of a wire clip, I love that. But this right here helped me to do that. But this is this and more. All right, so it does have some neat features. This is to lock the tools in. So you have the pliers, as we already talked about. You have a measuring here, and you can see this is inches on this side, and then I believe it's centimeters on this side. So if you needed a quick measurement, you can. It has a blade, which ironically enough is a hologram blade. And it is 440 steel, and it does lock in place. So when you close it, here, let me go ahead and put that blade away because I don't like to mess with. I'm going to unlock that. I'm going to go ahead and close that because it's still a little tough. It's brand new, so it's kind of hard to get past that. But once you get out here, we can open up the blade. So the blade opens up, locks out like this really nicely. So it does lock in place. It's not going to let go. It is a hollow ground, as you can see. So it's fairly sharp. I mean, pretty surprised. Definitely a usable tool. If you need to cut something, it definitely can do that. So, you know, this being Rob's Nerdy Knives, it's a knife. So there you go. And it even has, you know, a little nail flick right here to be able to pull it out. So that's nice. I can't flick this one. This is certainly not a flickable type of knife, but it does lock in place right here. And that's the lock right here. You engage to release, and it comes back. And so you put that there. Now there's a whole bunch of tools, as you can see in here. I'll grab the first one here. Well, this one here, nail flick, it's a nail file, so that's nice. It does also have, like, you could hook it up with a lanyard or something here. It's a little bit of oil. I did oil this when I first got it because it was pretty tight, but really nice nail file, very useful. I mean, really can, you know, file a bunch of stuff down. It's nice that you have this so you can hook it, hang it, or something like that. But then all these tools, you can reach in here and pull them out. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back. This also locks in place, so it's now locked in place. And then you can, you know, unlock it, put it back. And now let's go look at some of these other tools here. So some of these tools are tools that I may use and may never use. First one is an owl. So if you ever need to punch a hole in leather or anything like that, I mean, you know, never really thought I'd ever use it, but I see more and more people do various things with it. So I think it could be a very useful tool. And I think this right here might be a little bit of a prying. I'm not exactly sure what this part on the owl is for. So if any of you guys have used that, I think this is just to pull it out, honestly. I think this is allowing me to pull it out of the rebar. I don't think it's really part of the tool, but, you know, maybe it could be if you needed to do something. And this locks in place as well. So you can release that and then have it go back in. And then you have a few more tools here, and we can go ahead and look at these. We have what looks like just a small head screwdriver, and then we have just a flat head screwdriver. Again, this looks like it could probably be a pry bar, so you know, you could probably use that to pry something up. Definitely maybe a can of paint or something like that. Definitely do that, so that's nice. All right, so let's look at the other side here. We'll go to the other side here. All right, and the other side has a couple of cool features that I think are nice. Let's see if I can get that. A saw. So if you ever need to saw something, you're in a place and you need to saw some wood or get something off, this is definitely a good saw. You can see that it's got the serrated crossing serrations here, so that's nice. Again, it locks. You can unlock it. And then on the other side over here we have, let's see what this is. Oh, yep, another serrated blade. This is also good for cutting maybe rope or something like that, but boy, that sure is sharp. You definitely see that. So again, hollow grind, so definitely a nice usable tool. Locks in place. We can release that. That's cool. And then we have a couple of tools in here. We have obviously a can opener. That's always nice. And looks like that's probably, sorry, right there, that looks like it's going to be a wire stripper. I would imagine that's probably for stripping wire or something. And then that's the can opener right there. So that's nice. Oh, it's locked in place, so I got to release that. And then we have a Phillips head screwdriver. So that's nice. A pretty solid Phillips head screwdriver, as you can see, pretty solid. It's got some good engineering to reinforce it with kind of an I-beam sort of construction there. Like if you know anything about engineering and structural soundness and integrity, this has definitely got some I-beam structuralness going on here to make it a lot stronger. Definitely can put some torque on that as a result. So definitely usable screwdriver. Now I don't think I had a can opener, did I? I don't think one of these is a can opener. I mean, this is well, can opener. I mean, a bottle opener. I guess this is sort of could be a bottle opener, but not really. Don't think this one has a bottle opener. It's got a knife. Let's see, got a, yeah. And all these guys over here, none of these are officially bottle openers. So maybe this little hook right here could act as a bottle opener, I guess. I don't know. We could always try that. I don't have any bottles to open, so I suppose we can always try that over here. Some of these might be a little more aggressive to do bottle opening, possibly. I don't know. I'm looking at this and I don't think there's anything explicitly made out for bottle opening. Well, it does come with this nice polyester kind of material, kind of a sheath, you know, or holster, if you will. It's got a little kind of loop here, so if you want to put it on your belt, I guess you could. You can get under there, yeah. So you can loop in your belt under here if you wanted to, or what have you. But it's just nice to have one, especially in the house. I can put it away and then button it up so I know where it is. So that's a great little tool to have. I've actually used this quite a few times now already in my office, so it's a nice little tool to have for sure. At some point, this would be an ideal tool maybe to have in the car if I ever needed to fix anything. Just be nice to have something like that in a kind of a tough situation. This one is certainly not the one-handed. I've seen people who can flick it open and all sorts of stuff. This doesn't do that. This is very, it's under a lot of tension. It's tight. So, and I guess that's sort of the thing. As you can see, there's no screws on here really technically to tighten or loosen any of these things. So you can't really replace anything or upgrade or do anything to this. So in that sense, it's sort of limited in what it can do. And that's probably the reason why it was a lot less expensive than some of the other stuff. But still a nice tool. I really do like it. Now, I have to tell you, you know, the reason why this is such a nice tool when you look at something like this and you see this is because when you compare it to what I used to use, I had this little Gerber forever. This is the little mini suspension P, and I think it's a super cheapo one. But, you know, it worked. You know, it's got a little tension here and can open and close things. I like that. It's not the most expensive one, but, you know, a lot of times if you just need to pull pliers, do something, it's not as aggressive as these guys, but it was nice to have. Matter of fact, when I fixed that Lynch clip, I used both of these for that. You know, it has all sorts of things on this one. This one does have a can opener. It does have a little screw, and over here it does have a file. Then on this side it does have, looks like, yeah, tweezers. Yeah, and then over here it has, I guess that's a small screwdriver or something. And then it does have a blade. And this blade's not very sharp. I need to sharpen that. But, you know, in a pinch, you know, I've used this quite a bit as well. as you can see over time, but it sure is nice to have something a little more robust like this. So I do recommend this. I think it's a cool tool. If you don't have a Leatherman, definitely something worth considering. I know Gerber makes some stuff. I know SOG makes some stuff, and I'm sure those are all fantastic as well. But I wanted to get one of these. I had a good deal on it, so I decided to go ahead and get this. And I'm glad I did, and I've enjoyed it. Definitely recommend it. Definitely would prefer to have gotten a better one. Obviously, maybe that's something I can do down the road. Can do another review of one of those and compare it. And after I've used this for a while, that would probably be interesting to see how much I appreciate upgrading in it. But definitely a cool tool. If you've never used one, I definitely think it's something you should consider. If you have always used a real cheap little kind of tool, like I got something for Christmas that's even way cheaper than this Gerber. I think it's like maybe a $5 tool that probably the first time I use it's going to fall apart. But this is something that's not. It is solid. It's got some substance to it. It's certainly something that when I use the pliers, I know I can really grip on there. So that's nice. Definitely pliers to be used. Now, obviously the best pair of pliers is a full set of pliers, obviously. But when you're in a pinch and you need something, this is definitely something good to have. Just like this is better than nothing. But it's certainly a nice upgrade going from this little guy that I've had for years to a more robust Leatherman. So the Leatherman Rebar, my recommendation. I like it. It's certainly a first introduction to Leatherman. I don't think it's one of their higher ends. Having touched some of the other ones, this is certainly not as nice, but it does the job and it works. And if the tools are adequate for you on here, it's a great tool to have. I think definitely worthwhile recommending. If you have any questions for me about this, the tool, the review, anything you would like to see me talk about or, check out as I'm reviewing these things, please feel free to comment down below. I would love to hear from you and love to hear your feedback. And if you enjoyed this, would you please consider subscribing and maybe hitting the like button? I sure would appreciate that. And if you like this content and found it interesting and value or just fun to watch, would you consider subscribing on my Instagram account? That's Robs_nerdy_knives over on Instagram. My name over there is going to be Robs_nerdy_knives. Very similar to what it is here at YouTube. So would love to see you check out my Instagram account as well and maybe subscribe over there too. Hey, thanks so much for checking out my little impressions and review of the Leatherman today. I sure appreciate it. Thanks so much and have a great day and a great week. Bye.